is a very popular one, and they share the largest share of the commodity market. And the information available to update yourself is the market data operations, and also tells about product, metals, bullion, energy, exactly. Energy, right from crude oil to your PPT arrangements with your electricity boards and everything, that gets covered in that. And there are also features in that energy business. And it also tells you about the risk management, trading, settlements, futures, markets. What you want to understand with the share market, the exactly same kind of scenario is there, same kind of terminology is there, same vocabulary is there for the commodity market. So as you can take the advantage of the listed or the shares, you can take the advantage here for the materials. And then how we can get the benefit out of that market is the foundry's benefit with hedging is well established trade mechanism that protects business from the adverse effect of temporal price volatility. The idea is that, suppose you quote today, you make the annual contract or you make the export contract, you have some precious alloys in the chemistry like nickel, moly, copper, and so on, and you have considered some cost. You have considered some cost. Okay, this is going to be my input cost to make this casting, but actually when the order gets finalized, at that time the costs might have gone up like anything. Then okay, then where you are, because whatever you have considered, okay, this could be my profitability in this business, you lose with that. At least the percentage of it you lose with that. And then why you do that? When the opportunity is available to hedge yourself, why not to do that? So if you while at the costing at that stage, suppose any commodity is having X as a per quintal or per ton rate, you can hedge that. And then actually in this commodity market, actual material is not delivered or taken, but it is assured like a share. You don't sit as a owner of the company on the your board, but you're there, you're owner of the company. Similarly, you're owner of that material. So actually at the time of delivery, if the rates are high, if the rates are gone up, you can make that sale of whatever you have booked, and you can get compensated for the exactly same amount what has gone up. So you're safe, you're saved. Whatever it may not be directly you are taking the delivery of that commodity, but on paper you make the call, you make the transaction, and you get compensated for whatever the losses you have made by using of that commodity at the higher price. So that is the best advantage what you can do. And then how many things are covered into that? This is like a financial safety cover as an insurance, you can say. It may require, it may not require. Only in the worst case, normally it's in a very exceptional case that happens, that rate they go low. But at that time, you can directly buy from the market, you can hold up your own commodity, and whenever the rate is ripen, the market is ripen, you can sell off and you don't go into loss. So in any case, you don't go in loss for this trading. And then typical commodities, several segments are covered in this commodity market. Almost bullion, ferrous, non-ferrous metals like aluminum, copper, lead, nickel, zinc, tin, I mean you name it, and every metal is covered into that. Even the steel is also covered into that, though it is not there, but steel is also covered into that. So you can take good advantage of it. And then energy products, as I said, they are also covered, but today that's not the topic. So what I feel that if you really, in making your business profitable, to have the technologies, to have the efficiencies, to go for the productivities, that all is there. But at the same time, any businessman will ask you to close the loopholes. And then this is one of the area. This is the one of the area, and this is the thought what I thought I could share with you, so that you can take advantage of this commodity market, and at least to that level, at least for the materials level, you can make your business tension free. That is what all my thought is, and which I like to share with you. Well, thank you. That's all from me. And then at the end of my every presentation, I request all the foundrymen present here to go through this foundryman ethos. Wherever I go, wherever I make the presentation, this is the slide what I like to show and share with my foundrymen. This is a fact. I love my business from heart. So these are my sentiments. I hope you all will agree with them. Well, thank you very much.
Hello. Yeah, it's basically related to the M6 indexes and the commodity market trends what you shown. Just checked on Google and fortunately first time I could see this. I've seen some rates moving around there.
Yeah.
These rates are more or less comparable to rates what are flowing in our Indian market scenario, or these are, at par?
MCX, whatever rates you there for the Indian markets. And otherwise, it is a specific mention at the LME, but otherwise those rates, what you see on the screen there for the Indian markets.
Okay, so normally just like MMRs, we have some rates.
Yeah. Right,
it's a flow of rates or the trend of rates what we can see.
Yeah.
So those rates are comparable with these rates as well as the markets also? Is it so?
As per se, as the conception goes, whatever the rates are there as on present, prevailing as on date at this particular hour, they should tally with the market rate which are available. Maybe 1 or 2% difference may be there, but not more than that.
Market rate means, I mean, which part of country we are talking? We have some different rates if you talk about like Mandi Govardhan side or, south part or Mumbai based parts. So,
okay, these rates that we need to certainly go into the details of it, but normally the rates available in the Bombay market, that's what we can take, because this is, I had given a thought with the buyer's perspective. What the commodity I buy at today's rate, if I had to quote, what I should consider, not I have to buy, but what I should consider as a today's rate of that commodity as an input to my costing, and then tomorrow if the rate goes high, how I am saved or how I am taken care of. That is a concept what we need to promote. And then depending on your buying cycle or your buying style, whether you are located in Govindgarh or at Coimbatore or at Chandigarh, you have to analyze. I mean, you have to take call on that. What are the MCX rates? What your vendor is asking for that, and what could be the futures, and then you take a call on that. So
I'll just make this more simpler by asking one more question.
Yeah.
I belong to an OEM.
Okay.
Okay. Now I have one casting supplier with me.
Okay.
I have certain rates settled with him for a particular part or casting.
Okay. Okay.
Now moving forward in an year, I will have obviously downtrends or uptrends. Now can I, as an OEM, have this as a base for change of rates, settlement?
Well, that depends on your relationship with the vendor. This is first, but basically when any vendor comes to you for the rate rise, he furnishes this kind of data. That okay, he may not be quoting you, or he may not be telling you the MCX or say commodity market rates, but whatever is available, he always comes to you with the crying that okay, yesterday this particular commodity was at X, today it is X plus 1, and you please give me the rate rise. But the more authentically you can, if you want to freeze something, you can very well do it on the commodity market. That could be the better option, so there will not be any problems in your relationship in future.
So in short, I would say that these rates are more or less comparable rates
Absolutely.
with the open markets,
Absolutely.
what are flowing in India.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We can take the additional questions later on because we are running short of scheduled timeline right now. So that was actually a very innovative and different kind of a subject we have taken up. And may I request Dr. Rastogi to do the honors and present a token of gratitude to our authors, please. Dr. Rastogi.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. It's my pleasure.
Thank you so much, sir. We now move on to our next session, which is totally technical. And this session is about molding and core making. It covers the technical aspects of molding and core making, which will be moderated by Mr. Anand Baum, former chairman of IIF Western Region and a consultant to foundries in India, Kenya, Turkey and Bangladesh. Request all our honored panelists to please take their seats on the dais, please. Mr. Anirudh Kamdar, Managing Director, Kunkel Wagner, India. Mr. M.K. Krishnan, Director, IMF Foundry Equipment, India. Mr. Nishikant Ejrekar, General Manager, Technical, Gargi Hutons Albertus. Can we have Mr. P. Matthews from Foseco? Is he here? Yeah. Mr. Manish Patrikar from Amcol India, and Mr. Sanjay Karkhanis, CEO Samarth Metallurgicals.
Very good afternoon, everybody. And we are running short of time. We are behind schedule by about 30 minutes. So instead of going into formalities, I request the panelists to briefly introduce themselves in a line or two.
Myself, Sanjay Karkhanis. My group name is Samarth Magna Group of Industries, and I represent here for the sand and core solutions.
Good afternoon. My name is Anirudh Kamdar. I am, in my professional capacity, the Managing Director of Kunkel Wagner India Private Limited. We are engaged in manufacturing high-pressure molding plants and sand plants.
I'm Krishnan. I'm the country head for IMF Group in India and UAE. IMF is engaged in the manufacture of no-big molding, core making, sand preparation, and short blast machines. I am with this company for about 7 years. Before that, I was with the DISA or George Fisher DISA BMD. So my background has been also in green sand molding, green sand preparation, plus short blast machine.
Good afternoon. Myself Manish Patrikar. I am representing Amcol International USA as a technical sales manager Asia. We are into natural sodium bentonite and premixes, which is most shared in worldwide, and I am representing here for green sand molding.
Good afternoon. Myself Nishikant Ejrekar, working as General Manager Technical with Gargi Houghton Albertus Group. I'm in this foundry chemicals line since last 32 years on various fronts of development, quality control, manufacturing, and all aspects. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Myself Matthew George, working with Fosicue India as Solution Manager for Sand System Group. We are foundry chemical suppliers, especially in sand system we cover binders, coatings, and green sand additives. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Now we directly open the forum with what you can say, taking a clue from greener perspectives. The availability of sand and bans on sand mining has created an issue over the last couple of years. And the cost or the pressures on the foundries to manage sand and resources is escalating. So may I put my first question to Mr. Karkhanis, that because he comes from Kolhapur area, which is the worst hit area from sand mining bans, he also deals into sand. So what is the extent of these bans on sand, and what impact do you see it has created on Indian foundry industry, especially to Kolhapur region?
Hello. One of the things I would like to say at the start is casting for a greener future has become more relevant in past 2-3 years, because the sand availability is reducing every now and then. In fact, whenever I meet eminent foundry people, one of the subject which is closest to their heart is sand availability. Because what is happening is major sand pockets, Mangalore, Gudur, Allahabad, they are having environmental problems. In Gudur area, the number of sand mines are getting closed because of the SEZs. Then Mangalore, of course, everybody knows it. Mangalore, the closure of mines started quite long back. And unfortunately, one thing I must say, that foundrymen, they are not serious about these important resources. Because like for Kolhapur area, a daily offtake of 150 trucks is quite a huge offtake. And still it is used carelessly. So one has to look at this availability, because finally this is natural resource, and day by day this resource is going to get scarce because it has got ecological impact. So we need to look at the whole process very carefully and look for alternates like thermal reclamation, like mechanical reclamation, and also going into methoding, how we can reduce the core weights, can we produce hollow weights, these all sort of things need to be done. In fact, very recently, we have gone, in fact, when we talk about the greener future, we talk about less consumption of power. So whenever we are think of power, we always talk about furnace. But what we have seen is, even power consumption can be reduced by reducing compressor power by increasing flowability in the sand. So these sort of things have to be looked at. So coming back to the question, it is very important that we have to look at sand as the important source. First we have to value that source, and then the reclamation process, everything starts.